Hi, I'm Abbey Stevenson, and I'm running for Woman of the Year for the San Diego chapter of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. During the 10-week fundraising campaign from March 5th through May 11th, it's my goal, with the help of my amazing campaign team, to raise tens of thousands of dollars to support the mission of LLS, to save lives and support cancer patients. Rachel Panici nominated me for Woman of the Year. She's a former LLS board member and recently lost her grandfather, Hugh Friedman, to blood cancer. Until just a few months ago, Rachel didn't know my story. This video is about my story, my connection to blood cancer. It's why I'm running. When I was in middle school, I lived in the Midwest with my mom, stepdad, sister, and brother. My dad lived out in California. One day he called and told me and my sister that he had cancer. Although we were sad, it really didn't seem like that big of a deal. Dad would go to chemo, he'd get a transfusion, and then he'd be back to his usual activities, hiking and basketball and handstands. Fast forward about 10 years. The cancer was progressing and the usual treatments weren't working. Dad was going to need a bone marrow transplant. It was my junior year of college. He asked me to come out to help him, and off I went. Some quality time with my dad. It was an oddly calm time in our lives. We get up, have breakfast, get our workouts in, and drive from Monterey to Stanford Medical Center for my dad's treatments. He'd drive there and I'd drive home because he'd be too pooped. And then we'd make dinner, talk about life, watch some TV, and go to bed. Repeat. Just another few weeks and we'd be ready for the transplant. They'd already found a match. And then one night, Dad and I noticed that he was coughing. We took him to the emergency room and it turned out he had pneumonia. And having pneumonia when you have no immune system is really bad news. There wouldn't be a transplant. My dad didn't want to die. He didn't want to say goodbye. But after almost exactly a month in the hospital, he decided it was time to go home. And my dad died 2 days after his 51st birthday at about 4 a.m. with my sister and me holding his hands and a house full of family. It was absolutely devastating. And what do you do when the worst thing you can fathom happening actually happens? You try to find some place to focus your energy and grief. For me, that place was Team in Training, another fundraiser for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. When I had arrived in California to help my dad, my mom called to inform me that she and several friends and family members were going to run a marathon in his honor. I signed up knowing that whatever was going to happen with him would happen by the time we got to that starting line. We ran in his memory and we raised roughly $30,000 for LLS. Fast forward 2 more years. I had graduated from college at Macalester and had traveled about 7 months in Australia. It was time to do another race with Team in Training. This time I decided on a 100-mile bike ride in Lake Tahoe. As fate would have it, that's where I met my husband. He was the speaker at the pasta party the night before the ride and a blood cancer survivor. We met in front of an elevator and it was like, aha, here is someone who truly understands me and what I've been through. He swept me off my feet onto an empty dance floor that weekend, and he's been sweeping me off my feet ever since. I can't imagine my life without him. Today, I'm an attorney at Blanchard, Krasner & French, and I'm in a position to support LLS in a new and significant way. Through my involvement with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, I've learned it's not an organization that stands by waiting for someone else to lead the way in finding a cure. LLS has given over $875 million in grants to cancer research. Thanks to LLS, we have Gleevec and Rituxan and treatments that go far beyond blood cancer. So, now you understand my connection. What's yours?